You are listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media with me, Mario Mukwanda. Experimenting and rebellion are hallmarks of the teenagers that sometimes lead to drug and alcohol use. Those who misuse substance in adolescence are more likely to continue the use of this into adulthood. So it is important to address the realities of young adults and addiction head on. And we know that many communities have been victims of drug and alcohol abuse. And one such community is Lenasia Extension 2, which is dubbed as the drug den of Gauteng. Very saddening to learn that this is the situation at the moment. And we have the Lenasia-based anti-drug activist Fatima Odendaal joining me on the other side of the stream to tell us more about what she does and how she is helping the community tackle this drug problem. Assalamu alaikum, Fatima. Shukran for joining me, and thank you for taking the time out.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you for having me this morning. It's great to be part of your show.
Now, let's start off with the addiction, substance abuse and addiction. How do we tell the difference between the two? What is substance abuse and what is addiction?
Okay, substance abuse is when people go out there to go and buy and use it occasionally and stuff. Addiction is when you can't live without it. When you're going to get it by every means, that means stealing, eating, robbing, killing, hurting your parents, intimidating, manipulating, whatever way, but you're going to feed it craving as such. So when you're going on a joyride for the weekend, I can tell you that's just abusing a substance, getting high once or twice. But when you're really out here and you see addiction, you see it in a different form of even becoming violent. So to get that hit as such.
Mm-hmm. Now, what are the signs of addiction? How can you tell if someone is addicted to a substance, whether drugs or alcohol?
Okay, the first thing will be their behavior. In the young people, we find that they become at home when you as a parent will find your child is withdrawn, they're not so openly speaking to you. They become loners, they're sitting in their room all the time because they don't want to see you see the signs of them being high or when they are high. And then you start with the aggression slowly, where they start answering back and eventually goes back to rebellion. I don't want to do that. And the signs of I don't want to bath, I don't want to change. I just want to look the way I look, get up and move, go with my friends. There's no family interest. They got nothing to do at home. They just want to be out all the time. And when they are at home, they become miserable to deal with, miserable to be with. Signs of eating disorder. Maybe some are not eating at all because of the substance that they're taking. Others eat too much again because of something that they're on. And later it turns out to become more and more violent, and you pick up signs like you find matchsticks in their pocket or lighter constantly in the pocket, especially if they're not smoking, smokers yet, you know. And when they are, you find that the lighters more of the time are burnt out, broken. Those are all signs that they could be using some kind of substance because these are the instruments of those things. A little scratcher, iron pick thing, and knitting needle, those kind of things are things that you have to look for in your children. So those are the behaviors that you first pick up at home.
Mm-hmm. And how do the drugs and alcohol affect adolescents, young people? What does it do to them? I mean, they are young, and obviously, if they're putting this in their bodies, it's going to damage them for the long term.
Okay, first, the mindset is a different whole thing. This
Mm-hmm.
thing changes your concept of mind. I've seen it with children that I know personally. Um, their intake of life is different. They have this fantasy that they can get anywhere and anything. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But they're not moving into any action of I can get off the street corner to go and look for a job. I've seen people with driver's license saying, I'm going to own that car, but they won't even go and transport children to school. So they have this, the drugs give them this fantasy of being out there and having all their dreams made true, and there's no action to it. And I've seen on our community that kids lose themselves from the stand up guy that you've been clean, smart, a go getter. You become a nobody. And you accept this. You're okay with who you've become. That you can just sit on the sidewalk every day. And a couple of years ago or months ago, when you didn't take these things, you were poor that your friends could end up there. And now you're sitting, excuse me, you're sitting with them on the corner. But the sad thing is that this drug it makes you accept the low level of life, of where you are. It's okay to be the way you are. And they expect you to accept them like that. That's how sad it becomes.
It is devastating indeed. And I'd like to know, how does it become a problem in our communities and in our societies? Now, before we get or rather answer that question, let's take a quick break and we will continue, inshallah. So please stay with us.
11%. 1 July is day zero for the Kucha Dam, resulting in dry taps for hundreds of families in the surrounding areas of Port Elizabeth. Help us strategize. Support our water drive in the Eastern Cape region of South Africa. Donate your lilla towards the erecting of JoJo tanks in impoverished areas and for the vehicles to deliver water in areas of need. Donate to the Al Fida Foundation. Visit our website at www.alfida.co.za or contact us at 041 484 1288.
Looking to get your kick? Kiki's have now reopened on 235 Matthews Maiwa Road in Durban. Head on over for the Taste with Kick. We offer something scrumptious for everyone in the family. Wraps, chicken tikka, burgers, tender grills, mocktails, milkshakes, and so much more. Corporate and events catering available. Visit our social media pages for more info or call 031 209 0119. Kiki's, the Taste with Kick.
They'll take a hit and send
This
them
year,
after the
share your Kurbani with some of the world's neediest communities. The Al Imdad Foundation's Canned Kurbani program allows you to provide a ready-to-eat, high-protein product to Syrian, Palestinian, and Rohingya refugees. For just 2,100 Rand, the Al Imdad Foundation will slaughter, can, and distribute your Kurbani to some of the world's neediest refugee communities. Share your Kurbani today. Donate online at alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
that all the Jamaats are looking after people, but
Osman's Taj Mahal Spice and Rice. For over 80 years, Osman's Taj Mahal have been perfecting the art of the perfect blend of spices, pure, aromatic, and well-seasoned. Spices to tantalize your taste buds. From creative cuisines to gastronomical gourmet goodies, from exotic odors to traditional dishes, Osman's Taj Mahal have remained synonymous with quality spices and condiments. Taj Mahal rice, beans, and lentils. Try our range of chili bite mixes, rose and ilachi syrup, our quick and easy Purani pack, and our traditional range of spice blends. Osman's Taj Mahal, there is no substitute for quality.
Sustain, sacrifice, share. This Eid al-Adha, donate your Qurbani to Africa Muslims Agency. We ensure that your Udhiyah Qurbani not only feeds the poor but creates sustainable incomes for local farmers, brings the practice of sacrifice to the villages, and shares the spirit of Eid. Sponsor in South Africa for 2,400 Rand. Africa 1,500 Rand. Palestine 6,150 Rand. Syria 4,000 Rand. Donate online at Africa Muslims Agency.co.za or call 011-834-8685. Africa Muslims Agency, inspiring the spirit of giving.
Listen to something fresh. Listen to Salam Media.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Mid Morning Talk on Salam Media. And as we wrap up Drug Addiction Week and Youth Month, we are talking to Lenasia based anti drug activist Fatima Odendaal, who is telling us more about the scourge of drugs in her community, to be specific, extension 2 of Lenasia. Auntie Fatima, shukran for staying on the line with us now. Lenasia Extension 2, where you live, has been dubbed as the drug den of Gauteng. How has drugs impacted on your community such that you decided to become a anti-drug activist?
Just the sadness of watching my community go down and the youth being destroyed. And don't worry, our Muslim community is not left apart. They hit harder than anything. And the sad thing is, so many of our Muslim children are on drugs here in Extension 2. And younger people with children are on drugs. There's no jobs. And most of the time, these young people use the unemployment as an excuse, as far as I'm concerned. Because if you look at other places, there's young people making it happen for themselves. So once you're involved in the drugs, you say, I can't find a job. So it's okay to stand on the corner and hustle to buy your next hit, forgetting that you have left your children at home. And now with COVID, it's become worse because the market is open. People have a way to feed their habits because so many of our community people get hampers and food stuff. And there's so many jamaats that come out here to give out to the people, the poor people, as they look at Extension 2 being so full of poverty and unemployment. They're doing only the good. Alhamdulillah for that. The sad thing is that our people are using this as a market to open up to take drugs. They're selling the food stuff. They doing whatever they have to do to get rid of that food stuff. Going, walking, pleading poverty by every organization that comes out, every person that wants to do something good during the COVID. They take that bread and milk, they take that hamper, and they sell it to the next person who's ready to buy it for 20 rand and 30 rand. And what's even more sad is that there is a market here. People are buying those groceries. So they're entertaining the market, they're encouraging the market, and they're winning our children. So to the community out there, you say that it's so bad, that the scourge is so high, but it's worse because others don't care about the children of the community. They don't care that a mother's child has just taken her hamper and sold it to you. You buy the hamper. And every day that their child takes another drug and another drug, he's getting worse and worse. And it's going to be harder to get him back out to become somebody. So yes, it is impacted so badly that we have social services that has removed children. And my fight with them is, if you're removing children because parents are on drugs, then you have to stand on the corner of Gladioli and Olifant and go from one house to the other and remove children to the top of Gladioli and Laile Camellia. Because every second house has a child that's mother or father is on drugs, that has been selling the food, that is abusing the grandparents' pension money, children's grants, and all of that. And there are children out there who's not even seeing the hamper or seeing their grant money or seeing anything. And it's worse now that the schools are closed or that children go every second day to school because they're bored. High school children don't have anything to do. They're sitting in the park, passing the Zoll around from one to the other. So even if you never smoked before, because you're in the clique, you're going to take a pull on that puff, and tomorrow you're going to take another pull, and 3 days later, you're making your own Zoll. And because your mom's standing on a corner and your daddy's standing on another corner, or they're selling a hamper, they forgot about you that's sitting in the park. So we're not watching our children. And the community has this, it's not my child. It's not like before where we believed it takes a village to raise a child. And if my neighbor's child is doing something wrong, I'm going to shout at him. or I'm going to take something and give him a slap on the butt or something. It's not like that anymore. You shout at your neighbor's child and call the police. So when you see the children in the park, instead of shouting them because they're smoking so you say, did you see that woman's son is also smoking? It's a story for the community. Nobody wants to get up and say, you know what, it's my responsibility to stop this. So this is what's making it worse, besides the dealing, besides all of that, is the encouragement from other parents, the encouragement from the buyer to make sure that the seller is going to get his fix. And this is so sad. This is what's bringing down the community worse. And if people in extension to are saying that we are starving, they're lying. It's a lie. Everybody, every community, gift of the givers, drive to feed, you name it. People we don't even know come out in our community and they've been handing out from bread to milk to hampers, toiletries. We have received hampers of toiletries with shampoos and conditioners, things that some people don't even buy in their homes. So Extension 2 cannot say we're staying hungry. If you're staying hungry, my friend, you're selling your food. You're selling your hamper, that's why you are.
Yeah. Auntie Fatima, I'd like to bring on Nazar Lunat, who is currently on the line right now. And Nazar is the Sanka Nishtara Outreach Coordinator spokesperson. Nazar, you've been listening to what Auntie Fatima has been saying. And what are your thoughts and how does Sanka Nishtara help families who have been crippled with drug addiction?
No, it's lovely. To your guest, Fatima, how's it? And to your listener. Maybe if you don't mind, and if I started off with some steps, would that be fine?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to read to you an extract from the minutes of a parliamentary committee on social development from the 22nd of March 2020. And so a major challenge was the gap in services. Amongst others, there was a need for long-term treatment facility for the 18 to 30-year-old age group. 18 to 30-year-old age group. This is in 2010, right? The reason for this need was that many addicts started using drugs very early. A service user, which is the acceptable term for addicts, we call them service users, they did not go through the natural developmental stages and their schooling suffered. Thus, by the time they were in their 20s, they were emotionally and academically underdeveloped. These people needed to be assisted to gain skills in order to be able to successfully integrate into society, and for that longer-term treatment facilities were needed. The changing patient profile and needs in the field of addiction was another challenge. Children were experimenting with drugs at a younger age, therefore Senka's clients were becoming younger. Treatment programs had to be adapted to suit the age of the client, in some cases 9-year-old children. This is was a presentation to the Parliamentary Committee of Social Development in 2010. In 2016, we've got steps that says research done by the Christian Addiction Support 2016, which says that the average age of drug dependency in South Africa is 12 years and decreasing. South Africa is among the top 10 narcotics and alcohol abusers in the world. For every 100 people, 15 have a drug problem. For every 100 of them in circulation, 25 of them is linked to the substance abuse problem. As of 2017, South Africa is reported to have the highest prevalence of fetal alcohol syndrome, known as FAS, in the world, with a prevalence rate which is 14 times more than the global average. Alcohol is the most commonly misused drug in South Africa. The per capita consumption of alcohol in South Africa is 11 liters. This ranks in the top 20 per capita alcohol consumption worldwide for individuals drinking alcohol and is the highest in Africa. So now we use that as an entry point, right? And I've heard what Fatima has said. In fact, I think it's important or that I myself am from the same community, Extension 2 Lenasia. We have partnered on many campaigns. So I know the situation as intimately as she does. And unfortunately, the situation that she describes is not unique to Lenasia.
Mhm.
Lenasia is but a sample. Is but a sample. If you see that we're saying as a country, South Africa, our problem is from 12 years and decreasing. In other words, we have addiction at 12 years and down. So as a country, we face huge challenges and huge hurdles in the issue of or the area of substance abuse. So coming back to your question in terms of the organization being Senka Nishtara, and what are the services that we offer and how is it that we are able to intervene? So the services that we offer as Senka Nishtara is one, assessment. In other words, if there is a problem, our center is connected, whether it is through the school, through community organizations, or through the family. We make up appointments, and then we do obviously a thorough psychosocial evaluation to determine what are the underlying factors. Remember, substance use or substance abuse is a symptom, not a problem.
Mhm.
When you take the substances away, there's still a problem. So our psychosocial evaluation tries to dig deep to find what are the real causes and not necessarily the symptoms. Notwithstanding the fact that with prolonged exposure or prolonged use to substances, it can create and cause mental health disorders and mental health challenges. So our psychosocial analysis is intended to find out whether it is only addiction related or whether it's mental health related. In others, we can treat the one and not the other. That is what we call a dual diagnosis. We would then treat, attempt to treat addiction in collaboration with mental health services. So it's a two-pronged approach. If it is found that the child,
Sorry, I have to cut you off there, but can you quickly share your contact details in case anyone would like some more information? We've run out of time, but please share your contact details.
Okay, no problem. Our center's contact details is the Senka Nishtara Recovery and Wellness Center. We are based in Lenasia as well as in Orange Farm. Our contact number is 011 854 5988. 011 854 5988. Can I give an alternate number?
Yes.
011 852 2176.
All right.
You can email us at info. Is that fine?
Yes.
Hello.
Thanks so much for your time, Nazir Lunat, and for sharing that the stats with us. Auntie Fatima, quickly on your side, what can we do as people of the community, as parents? What can we do to help with the situation, with the drug situation?
Okay, firstly, what I want to say to you is that I just wanted to add something to Extension 2. Nishtara has been a household name in Extension 2. We had tremendous help from Sheda Kazi, Nazir Lunat, who's always come in when I especially call for him, and other parents have come for assistance. So, like I said to you, they are a household name. Many kids have been taken, youth have been taken in by them, whether they had money or no money or money, it didn't matter. They were helped in some way, right, through Nishtara. So as a community, that would be a starting point to first highlight the children that needs and wants their help. Look, we believe that everybody that goes to rehab needs to want to be there to change their lives. So the moment you know that there's someone that wants to change their life, encourage it. I'm also here, and whoever in our community needs help can always come to me. Phone Shada directly, phone Ishtara, Nazir, people out there on the lookout to assist. And what I'm saying to the communities, let us rise up again and see our children for who they are. Stop selling and buying the food stuff. Stop encouraging the market. And when you know that there's a child that is on drugs, speak to them, encourage them so that we can get help for them. That's what we need to. We as parents need to take back the position of being a parent to every child. As community, I think we need to start there to become parents of children, irrespective of whether it's yours or not yours. We start.